What up, what up? This is the 116 Life on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius Channel 154. I am your host, Ace Harris, and this is a super special episode. I got, obviously, my co-host...
Ace Harris Jr.
Ace Harris Sr. Tell me who you are, bro.
DJ Mykael V.
And honestly, we got to pause and just give a warm applause to the one and only Raul Garcia. What up, RG in the building? Man, what's up, bro? How you feeling?
Sir, yes, sir. Man, I'm happy to be here.
Man, that's what's up.
Happy to be here.
We go way back. We go. It's been. I've been knowing you for like 6 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, I watched
6 years already?
I watched you grow up. Hey, Scott Free in the building.
Yo,
what's
we were
up?
just talking about you,
We gotta
bro.
get Scott. Yo, honestly,
shoot.
y'all can't see it on camera,
Yeah.
but the legendary Scott Free in the building.
What's up, bro?
We got to get him on. You know what I'm saying, on the show
Wow.
at 1.2.
Wow.
Hey.
I was just telling them the story about when we did ministry over in Marietta at the apartment complex. And they were like, it was like a whole Hispanic community. And you're like, you know the gospel? And I was like, yeah. You're like, oh, I need you to go preach to these kids over here. Bro had me preaching on the spot, bro. I think it was my first time preaching. I was like 14.
But guess what? Guess what,
I was a
RG?
kid.
It's not your last time, brother. Hey.
Amen.
Okay, no, that's some shout out. Also, man, I ain't gonna lie, you can't. My wife is in the back. Shout out Naja Harris, the beautiful one and only. Baby coming in like 3 weeks, so y'all pray for
Yeah, baby on the way.
baby on the way. But back to What Up RG, y'all just did the Twitch live, so I mean, I feel like y'all was kicking it, but we gotta make sure we unpack some other stuff that y'all didn't get to.
For sure.
Tell me how you feeling, like RG, spiritually, mentally, and honestly, physically. How you feel right now, bro?
I'm tired.
Okay.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
No, I'm good, man.
Okay.
I'm good. I can't complain.
Okay.
Can't complain. We got the music coming out. We
Right.
got a bunch of things lined up. So
I just want to
I can't
say,
complain.
yo, he's been going consistent, crazy lately. So
Oh nah, yeah. He finally turned the rotors up.
yeah. So I
Rotors.
think on this, man, we can probably this episode. This is gonna have to be a 2-part because there's like so much to unpack. But I think it'll be good for some people who've been sleeping under a rock,
Yeah,
not
rock
tapped
sleepers.
into the 116 culture, the Christian hip hop space, and just good music.
Yeah, porn rock sleeper.
It'd be good to kind of a little bit of backstory on, where you from, your journeys in music to now and your faith. So maybe you could start with just like, where you from, how you got into music, and kind of what led to now. Just for the people who should know but don't know, I think it'd just be helpful to give a little backstory.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yo, shout out Paradox 116 for the subscribe with the Prime, bro. That's
Let's
like
go.
mad bread, bro.
Oh,
He just dropped crazy amount of money right now.
Thank
My
you.
bad. I didn't even. You
Alright,
gotta
good.
acknowledge
5
that.
months.
My
I
bad.
gotta get my Twitch on. But go ahead,
5
RG.
months. It's hard.
Sorry, yeah.
Nah, shout out to Paradox 116.
Hey.
Damn, bro, it's funny. It's funny because every time we have like conversations and stuff, it's always about. Well, it always starts with like, oh yeah, you're doing music again. Like you're actually, you're
you're back,
an artist. Oh shit.
No, yeah, I know. How's that make you feel? Like,
I don't feel no type of way.
Okay.
I mean, it is what it is. I was out for so long. It was like 3 years.
Yeah,
Um,
a hard 3 years.
a tough 3 years.
tough.
bro.
That's,
But
that's yeah, better way to
yeah,
for sure.
but nah, shoot, we're here. You
Yeah.
met me when I was doing music over at my mom's crib, like
Yes.
every day, like just locked in. But yeah, I'm from north side of Atlanta, Gwinnett County.
Gwinnett County in the building.
And,
That's me too.
yeah,
No.
man, I just been doing music since I was a kid, and God made a way.
Hey, so honestly, you showed me some of your early music, which was amazing. Cause so we have an artist group chat on the Reach Records roster, and every now and then I would like tease out some of my terrible old beats or songs, and some of the other artists will too. But I ain't gonna lie, when I was pulling RG's old stuff, he has a CD he made when he was I think 12. Man, we were all like, bro, you been dope since you was like 11. Like, it's not fair. Like, from the jump, I felt like you just kind of knew what you was doing when it comes to music. Talk to us about like what made you kind of grasp like the craft so well early. Like, what was it about you, or what was that about?
When I was a kid, I was taking my mom's pots and pans and like playing the drums with it. Like I think music has just always been something I gravitated to.
Right.
And then when I got put onto like, like hip hop and rap, I was like, dang, this is dope. Like this is cool. And then I just developed the skill. At first I was doing cover songs, rapping to everybody else's songs.
That's smart though, yeah.
Then eventually I started writing, and producing and then doing my cover art and things, and started developing all these skills. And shoot,
That's
here
dope.
we are.
Yeah, you got to like. What age did you know like this is what I like? Mom, dad, this is like what I want to do. Like, it seemed like it was pretty early. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like,
yeah. I mean, shoot. First time I performed, I was like 7 years old. So
it's like,
and I didn't want to. I was like so nervous. I was shaking, and my dad was like, "Man, you only have to do it for 5 minutes. The song is 5 minutes." And then once you get off stage, that's it. You don't have to do it again. But I fell in love with it. Like, it was just so, it was something about it, man. And then.
So you said your dad, I mean, I don't know what household, Mykael, you grew up in, but like, my mom and dad, like, what is it about your dad and family that was like pushing you to do music? Because that's just kind of like, not
foreign.
Yeah. Like, what is it about?
Man, that support is everything. Everything.
Yeah.
Like, my first album, they funded it. Like, that was them. Like, my dad working overtime.
And y'all weren't like balling, were y'all?
Mom selling tamales, like trying to make it happen. Like, bro, like, that's everything. I wouldn't be where I'm at without my parents. But yeah, that's just them pushing me. Like, I thank God.
That's so dope.
I'm definitely blessed because my dad,
Mm-hmm.
Traditional Hispanic families, like, they want their kids to work and do something. And I was at the crib making beats at like 2 a.m. Like, yo, it's gonna work. Like, it's gonna happen. And here we are.
I'm curious. How were you in school? Like, from academic, like how was that? Was it like you was like, man, I just want to graduate and get out of here, or you were?
Yeah, I was ready to get out of there, man. I was skipping class to make beats, like,
man.
But yeah.
That's amazing, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say who you talk about how you came into hip hop and started listening to hip hop. Who did you first start listening to that kind of made you fall in love with it?
The first album I heard was actually Don Omar.
Yeah,
like way back.
Yeah,
Don Omar, and I was hooked. Like, I was like, yo, this is crazy. I took the album from my uncle's crib, and I was like listening to it like secretly because it wasn't Christian.
Oh, your parents didn't approve it.
They went with that, okay. But my mom found it. Later on, they put me on the Funky and all them, and they were actually dope. Like they weren't back then, bro. They were spitting. So. Mm-hmm. I got put onto them, and then I don't know, man.
That's dope. Shout out. I think something you said I want to call out some is like your mom having the opportunity to introduce like some wholesome music that you actually thought was dope. I wonder how your career or trajectory would have been, or where it would have gone if you didn't have those outlets of men in the faith or artists and men or women in the faith making dope hip hop at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
How important was it for you to hear something of the faith that was like artistically actually good?
Now, it was everything, because it was like a new way to express my faith too.
Yeah,
like, it wasn't
like the worship music.
It wasn't like what I was growing up around. Right. It was like, oh, this is something that's dope, and I enjoy it. Like, I genuinely enjoy it. So fast forward to now, I feel like that's why what we do is so important, because there's somebody out there who. There's a kid out there who's trying to find something to identify to, and
facts,
something that's dope and actually relevant. That's speaking to culture, that's speaking to what's going on right now. So that's why I'm like locked in.
I mean, there's so much we can go down memory lane so crazy. I just want to speed up a little bit and talk about like you coming to like getting signed, and so. I actually I started at Reach in June 12, 2017. It's almost 6 years ago, which is crazy. And before I got here, I have saw WHATUPRG. Shout out to Rapzilla. I saw WHATUPRG on Rapzilla, like I think it was the Don't Forget to Live video.
Yeah.
And I saw that video, and I was like, yo, who is this kid? He's fly. He's compelling. He has a charisma about him that I think is dope. So I already knew I wanted to come to the building with like some options of people we could try to develop. And the first thing I did when I saw Biz, like the second day, I was like, yo, what up with RG? He was like, I'm already tapped in. I was like, so it clicked like, yo, I like this kid. And we went and drove to Gwinnett County on like a Tuesday night, like 8 o'clock at night. It was probably later. It was dark. It was summer. It was probably like 9. It was late. Pulled up to his house, met his mom, and this kid had a studio in his bedroom. And he was playing the early stages of Pleasant Hill, y'all. And when I tell you, I think it was Yellow Paint, and I heard that track, I looked at Biz like, yeah, this is special. And so that moment was like memorable for me because I felt like it was a moment I knew that you would be a part of something bigger. You know what I'm saying? So talk to us a little bit about coming to Reach, how you feel, and then also maybe I know we can't go through every project. Maybe bring us there all the way maybe to New Hollywood in like a 2-minute spiel if you can. Try to. I know it's a lot, but yeah.
Yeah. No, that was actually a crazy time. And shout out Mykael. Mykael was in the video with me for Don't Forget to
I didn't
Live.
know that.
Yeah, bro, I've been tapped in. Come on, bro.
Come on, man.
Come on, bro. Ace Harris Jr.
But yeah, no, it was shoot. I remember when the first time I came to the building was because of Joe, actually. Joe Gonzalez.
Oh, Joe Gonzalez, yeah.
Yeah, and he hit me and he was like, yo, I'm about to go to this Fuse session. Like, pull up with me. And I pulled up and I was like, yo, I know Fuse since forever ago. Like, I've seen him when he was
Future Kid.
When he was Future Kid. So it was just like, oh,
that name, bro, nah, I'll tell you later.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but yeah, that was when I actually met Biz, and then you know everything started lining up.
Right.
But yeah, man, going from Pleasant Hill to where we are now, it's just it's insane, bro. It's ridiculous. But
I think when I think of it, it's just growth, a lot of growth. I think you can actually hear your growth from Pleasant Hill to Raul to New Hollywood.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned this before. Talk about when you made Pleasant Hill, there was a lot of pressure, to be honest, about the right record, the right release, the right moment. Talk to like the people why you fought for that type of first offering as your first signed release and how that helped shape the trajectory to like New Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know?
I just didn't want to do what everybody else was doing. Like from the jump, I was like, yo, I'm gonna come out the gate with something different, something that's unique, and that's a accurate expression of who I am, not like what other people want to hear me doing. And I think I've carried that along throughout my career. Like New Hollywood, I fought for that. Like I knew people wanted, you know, the XYZ, but I was like, you know what? Like I'm gonna make something that I love and that I enjoy. That's why I'm so proud of it now. I'm like, I go back and listen, like, yo, like I did that. Like I on one end, like I channeled everything I was going through, and like I was dealing with things and walking through like therapy and like hard conversations and all these things. But on the other side, I fought for like the creative and the sound and like what it was gonna feel like and what So I don't know, man. It's just been something in me from the jump where I never want to do something that's like that's not me. Like,
for sure,
I want to make something that's authentic to who I am, and shoot. Whoever connects with it is gonna connect with it in a deeper way.
No, I think you did that. I mean, honestly, like Pleasant Hill, Raul,
Alex got the color tape. That's crazy.
That's the one. That's the one.
That's the one you're talking about.
That's shout out to Alex from Jersey who's in our Twitch stream, man.
That's insane.
Day one's in the building only. Yeah, I think there's so much. I mean, I'm grateful that you fought to develop your own sound and not feel the temptation to kind of do the obvious, because I felt like it prepared the way for people to hear like, Christian rap, artists doing Christian music can sound way more diverse and eclectic than it has been. And shout out for you for being brave enough, especially with a big spotlight on you, to like fight for like, nah Ace, nah Lecrae, nah Reach, whoever. This is the sound I'm gonna do. And I ain't gonna lie, looking back at it, New Hollywood is, in my opinion, I make it canceled or a challenge for this, is probably a top 5 project in our space, in my opinion. So give it up for WHATUPRG for that New Hollywood, bro. Any disagreement over there, Mykael? How we feeling? Okay.
Yeah.
A little bit.
He don't like New Hollywood.
Okay. Let's go ahead and cut his mic off, Matt.
Nah, I love New Hollywood. I think top 5 in the space all time is kind of wild. It's a wild statement.
I stand by it. All right, so I think
it's top 5.
It's top 5. I think what'll be dope too, as we kind of like wrap up this segment, is talk about before the release of New Hollywood. Like people was asking, that process seemed to be like grueling. So I would love to, as much as you're comfortable getting into it, like walk us through why it took so long from Raul to New Hollywood and what helped you get out of that season. So we'll definitely stop right here and just tap back in. This is the 116 Life on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius Channel 154. I'm here with
DJ Mykael V.
Not Ace Jr. And then I'm here with WHATUPRG.
Young Holy.
Yeah. All right, stay tuned. Let's get it. Welcome back. This is the 116 Life on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius Channel 154. I'm your host, Ace Harris. I'm here with some great legends in the building, DJ Mykael V, WHATUPRG. And we left talking about New Hollywood. I made a very declarative statement, which I'm probably going to get dinged for a little bit. And I'm going to be honest, I still got to unpack my rating on every project that I love. So this is
take it back now.
This is my opinion, but I said that New Hollywood is a top 5 project in the space. I know some of y'all may agree, and we were debating. Mykael, tell me what your pushback on that, and I want to hear your thoughts, RG. Before we get into like the backstory of New Hollywood, I think we need to kind of land here a little bit.
If you want my honest opinion on why I don't think New Hollywood's top 5, is because it's too early to tell. That joint was released like not even 8 months ago. So for me, it's like time will tell if it's a classic. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like okay. To me, that's like the same thing as like if Drake drops a song and an album, and it's like, yo, and people are like, yo, this is top 3 Drake, and it's like, come on, bro, you telling me that it's better than Take Care, Views, you gotta give it time, because time is gonna tell. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm not saying is that it's not a good album. It's not great. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying it's a great album, great production, great features, great world building, great growth from an artist, great step up. Like it's great. It's just time. I think for me, time is what tells what's a classic.
Okay.
Because it's like, are you gonna feel like this 10 years from now? You don't know yet.
Artie's like, yes.
No, I feel like that right now. Like but what I'm saying is like this is time.
That's a good pushback. And it's so hard to compare because people consume music differently now than they did during the era of like Anomaly, Uncomfortable. So
100%.
I think we don't sit with albums as long as we used to anymore.
Yeah.
And so in the time we sat with New Hollywood, it's like, oh, this is, it's one of those things that felt instantly well crafted. I think I say the word well crafted a lot. And me as a producer, A&R, you can jump in here, RG. When I say well crafted, I'm talking about production, songwriting, substance and content, arrangement, sequencing, narrative. Those things make a classic body of work. Now, the one asterisk you can put is like having all that and then having like critical mass commercial impact, which is I feel those people who have that pushback as like, you can have all that, but did it, do this? But that's my What you thought, man? Like, why is it top 5? Why is it
top 5 for me?
What are some of your favorite, if you want to say top 5, you can. If not, what are some of your favorite projects that you felt would live in that same kind of like?
I can't say top 5 because I'm definitely gonna forget some. But
okay, that's a better way to save yourself. I feel it.
Yeah, nah, because I was trying to right now, and
I get it.
But
I think it's top 5 reach for sure. I'll die on that hill. I will die on that hill.
You'll die there.
Yeah.
Crucified?
Nah, you wildin'. This guy's wildin', bro.
Okay, go
crazy.
ahead.
I don't think there's no like right or wrong way to look at it. I feel like everybody has their own taste.
What are some projects that you feel like would live up to like one of the best? You ain't got. I mean, we're not here to leave anybody out.
I think
but like,
Anomaly's crazy.
Anomaly's
crazy. Uncomfortable's crazy.
Comfortable.
Rise.
Rise is on everybody's list personally. We'll go. Yeah.
It's incredible. It's incredible. But it's tough, bro. Because I wasn't trying to make like when I did New Hollywood, it wasn't like I was focused in the sense that I just wanted to make a great project for me, that I enjoyed.
Right.
And I think that's why it's top 5 to me, because I was locked in on tapping into every soundscape that I wanted to. Every idea that I thought was great, I pursued it until it was what I heard in my head. But there's also no like reference point for New Hollywood for other people.
Sure.
So like
okay.
I think New Hollywood might just be the reference point for other people, other creatives and newer artists who like are inspired by it. They can be like, oh yeah, like I've heard something like this before now. Whereas before New Hollywood, like it wasn't too many people tapping into those soundscapes and those sounds.
That's a good way to look. I mean, Mykael V said something on the break that I think kind of gives me a little foundation for not debate of whether it's the best, but what this project was. And he said, New Hollywood created a world that you walked into.
Yeah.
And I feel like musically, thematically, that's what I felt. And that's why maybe I'm saying it's one of my favorite.
I think it's the first of our kind.
That's true.
You heard a lot of New Hollywood.
That's true.
Because New Hollywood was done like end of 2022.
That's true.
We did.
But you started
end of 2021.
Yeah, it's 20. I say 2020 too.
Right.
But it was a word. I mean, let's unpack. I think we can't gloss over New Hollywood. I think there's a lot more questions I want to ask you about it.
I think it's the first album of its kind to do that within our space. To actually really intentionally world build and have all these themes that you're talking about when it comes to sequencing, writing, production, the thematics. Like,
sure.
It checks all the boxes of having anthems, having deep cuts, having transitions, having all these outros, intros that lead into each other, having all these things. I think I think it's one of the first complete albums in our space when it comes to world building specifically, and creativity and having that creative freedom and not following a trend. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I wouldn't even say,
I feel that.
And I wouldn't even say in our space. I feel like, for me, that's like disrespectful to New Hollywood, because I feel like it's so good that it can't just live in our space. Like, I can't say all those things and be like, yeah, it's cool for like this. It's like, nah, I think it's great across the board.
That's good. I want to call some of that out, some, and talk about the sonics, but also the narrative. It seems to tell us about what was the narrative behind and why it took you 3 years to make it. Yeah. What was the overarching like theme on this project?
It's New Hollywood, and the phrase we open it up with is, "You don't have to act here." So it's just this idea that you don't have to pretend like you got it all together. You don't gotta act like, you don't have things you're wrestling with and struggling through. And it took so long because I was genuinely like having these conversations and dealing with it, and dealing with things like head on. Like, if we're gonna dive right into it, like, I was like drinking heavy. I was smoking heavy. I was trying to find all these different things to fill this void, and like, I don't know. I was looking for things outside of what I knew was true.
Yeah.
And that's what New Hollywood is. It's like coming back to where, actually realizing that this whole time God has been pursuing me. Like, I was dealing with shame and guilt, and like I'm all unashamed, and like I'm going back to my bunk like, damn, bro, I don't deserve to be here. Like what am I doing here? And it's like realizing like this whole time, like, God has been pursuing me, and like who I am as a child of God hasn't changed because of, what I'm going through or what I've
man.
Like what I'm running to. It's like, nah, he's still running after me. And so that's what, it turned out to be. But I didn't know it was going to be all that when I started. Like when I started, I just had this concept, this idea. And like, I think God was working on my heart as I was working on the album, and it turned out to be what it is.
I think you can hear that throughout the whole album. I think that's what makes it great. Because I think that outside of me knowing you personally, that people can sense that in the music, and I think that's a great thing that you're able to communicate that, because not many people can have that creativity mixed with real emotion and reach the audience and touch them emotionally with the music. And I feel like you were able to do that in a very like beautiful way that wasn't compromising to your art.
Absolutely. And so you said God was working on my heart while I was working on the music. Where your mental state, what like how hard was it, RG, to go through that and feel the pressures of life and try to deliver a project and deal with the wrestles of being a young Christian? How hard was that for you, bro?
Bruh. Yo, remember when you came through the crib one day? Like, middle note, like, randomly just came through middle of the day with food and was like, yo, how you doing, man? How are you? Because I was checked out, bro. Like, I was checked out. I was wrestling, man. But I think it was just the people around me, the people I had around me who were like, who helped me get through that,
Facts.
Like having you checking on me, having Cassie, like,
shout out
encouraging
Cassie.
me, having my little brother and like my friends, like people who I had around me who were like, yo, like, nah, like Ty was
Shout
in the
out
trenches
Ty.
with me.
Oh,
like, Ty was in the trench, pulling up to the crib, just playing FIFA and like just living life with me, and you know, it pushed me to, you know, keep going. But yeah, I can't say it was something I did on my own, because like it was really just God and the people around me, like pushing me forward. Like that's what sustained me. And you know, now I'm like in a place where I'm like, yo, like it's time. Like I processed that. I went through all that, and now it's like, all right, like we got to get to it, because
love it.
You know, God brought me too far for me to like just stay stagnant, you know.
For sure.
Yeah.
And one line on MySpace is one of my favorite songs on New Hollywood. This is why. So RG's talking about you mentioned it, I just want to give a little context for it. So this is like 2020 pandemic time. You know, show money has dried. I mean, artists went through our artists and artists in general. Anybody in the gig economy, it was real,
It
bro.
was real rough. It was rough.
We transparently were helping. We offered help to the artists in a way just to give them some, you know, some financial support. It was rough. And then add that with like going through like a actual depression and trying to make the best music of your life.
Add that with depression, anxiety, and an album deadline that got pushed back multiple times.
So RG was kind of non-responsive at the time. Like we could tell he was going through that. And Lecrae, I was like,
Lecrae pulled up on me too.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I just felt the Lord like, yo, let's just go pull up. Let me go get his favorite food. I'm just going to drive to Gwinnett with his food and just call him when I get like 10 minutes away, see where he's at. Like, yo, I'm pulling up on you. And I pulled up on you just to see you and just kind of, I was really concerned about you, little bro. And then fast forward to where you are now. That's why there's a lyric on MySpace I want you to talk about. You said, label on the line, trying to keep up with investments. Like,
I had to get back up and tell myself that I've been destined.
Woo!
Yeah.
When I hear that song, I almost jump out of my chair on some like, I seen where you were at and I heard the music you made. So I'm rejoicing in the Lord for what God has brought you through. It's not just a hype song for me. It's like, it's a testimony, like fight song. Like, yo, my God saved my little bro and brought him out of an actual clinical depression. And now he's making the best music of his life. Like, glory to God. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's when I hear those lyrics, I'm like, nah, this ain't just a jam, bro. This is a testimony.
Yeah.
So anyway, I get excited talking about that, but I know you want to say something too about that.
I mean, nah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
I mean, nah. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if you're talking about the song, but that time was was rough. Yeah. That whole as a friend, it was tough to watch. You know, because I think in that time it was you would try to be there as much as you could, but it's like you can't, because he's not gonna let you win. You know what I'm saying? There was only a few people that were kind of allowed in that mental space of recovery and you know
real
what I'm saying?
Word.
And just like
real,
you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like, I'm here, but I'm gonna stand over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you need me, I'm here. But yeah, it was dope.
So I have a cool question. Well, but just can you speak to the lyrics on the Hollywood record, the last track, and how those lyrics helped revive where you are now and got you through like some of the meaning behind that record. Can you just talk about how important were those lyrics in terms of like helping you get out of your storm and propelling you for where you are now? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That record there too.
I'm home again.
Yeah.
I'm home again. It's just coming back to the Father. That's what it is. And realizing, like I said, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but yeah, realizing he's been running after me. Like, after every time I stumble and fall, like, calling me back. You're always calling me back. And yeah, that's what Hollywood is. And I think, I don't know, bro. Like, I get choked up because it's like, man, that's just the love of God, bro. It's the love of God.
We cut that record right here with them choirs, remember?
Yeah. Yup. The choir was in here. And then we had Hobie was tracking the vocals like the day before the album had to get turned in. Like Chad tracked that for me too. Like, bro, it was that whole song came together so beautifully. But
that's like
man,
one of my favorites on the project. It's great. And I think that's like a theme for your music, period. I feel like that's been consistently in all your albums.
Bro,
that main theme of like, yo, like no matter how far you stray, like God's always gonna pull you back. God's always gonna be here with you. And I feel like that's like, you're always saying like, I'm a prime example of that. Like, I love watching that.
I'm having a good time with y'all. It's a beautiful combo of like faith, music, culture, art, and redemption, recovery, and how all these things intertwine to help people see the glory of God in a way that you're probably not going to get on a Sunday service or at a traditional church setting. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's important. This hip hop culture that we all labor for is so important. So we can get into that more about not exactly what you got through, but also where you are now on the next segment. But I'm gonna take a break. This is the 116 Life on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius Channel 154. I am your host, Ace Harris. This is my man,
DJ Mykael V,
and my man,
Young Holy in the cut.
Yeah, we'll be right back, y'all. After this, welcome back. This is the 116 Life on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius Channel 154. I'm your host, Ace Harris, with
DJ Mykael V,
and the incredible, legendary
Young What in the cut.
What? Hey. So we just kind of talked about the journey of New Hollywood, the tension that you had to go through to get here, to make that project, to get it out, and probably hearing people like Mykael V, Ace, Lecrae being like, "Yo, RG, you got to be more consistent, bro." I mean, how many times you probably heard that word from us like a million times.
It's right up there with content.
Yo.
It's a fact.
I mean, I know as an artist, how does that feel hearing?
Oh, content.
Well, both of those things. Like, how did it feel hearing?
Huh?
How did it feel? Like, is it annoying hearing that over and over?
No, it's not annoying because I we were just talking about this.
Yeah.
It's not annoying because that's just y'all's job, and that's like the name of the game now. Like, content is everything. Consistency is everything. I think for me, it's more so like doing content for the sake of content, or being intentional with it. And for me, I just want to be intentional with what I do. Like, I feel like everything I do is like intentional. Like, so yeah, it's not annoying. It's just funny because I'm like,
I know we probably heard, we were literally on his boy. You too. I know you was on that. You just gotta be more consistent, bro. Gotta have some content.
Yeah, I'm like, man,
I think for me, and this is not just to RG, this is like to Andy and artists alike that are like that. I feel like that.
When you say like that, can you
I'm about to, yeah.
Okay.
That are like, yo, I'm gonna do what I do and then I'm gonna duck off. And then I'm gonna come back when I want and I'm gonna duck off. And it's like none of us are in a place with the fan base to like just duck off and like disappear off the face of the earth. And then what I mean by that is like that whole like Kanye, like mysterious, like I don't do this thing doesn't work for smaller artists. Like if you don't have like an established like crazy fan base and you just duck off and like you don't like, or you don't do the content, or if you do content, it's like I'll just do this one thing, like and it's like that's cool, but it's like I gave RG an example. I was like, do you want to take 2 really good high percentage shots that might go in, or take 10 really good shots and make 6 out of the 10? You know what I'm saying? Like it's like
that's good.
Because it's just like an adjustment to where we're at. Because you can still be intentional with creating moments and creating a narrative and creating a world and having high quality content and still do it in mass and not sacrifice anything, as opposed to just doing like a few things or maybe 1 or 2 things and like that's it. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of artists suffer from that whole like, nah, yo, like they'll get it and it's like, yo, you're gonna get left behind. And what I mean by that statement is like the people that are your fans, they're growing up. It's like they're young and they're growing up. So if you disappear for 2 or 3 years, those are like formative years of their life that they don't have new music from you.
That's fair.
And they can phase out of you and they can like grow out of you, and they can be like you, as opposed to when if they're fans of you when they're young and you're consistent, they're gonna keep listening to you, as opposed to they're fans of you when they're young and then you disappear and it's like, oh well, I mean he was cool when I was this age, but I grew out of that now.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
RG's like, yeah.
He's like, man, shut your.
No, okay. I want to say that shout out to you because you've been
100%
in terms of content consistency and coming out of the season of New Hollywood that you went through mentally, spiritually, bro. You've been killing it. So talk to us where you are now. Like, what's the inspiration behind being consistent, behind making God? Like, talk about God Made a Way. Like, how that song came together. and how, and how important is it to your journey right now? Like,
yeah, shoot. Well, to what Mykael's talking about, I feel like
pushback. Right.
It's not necessarily pushback because I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And I think it's, yeah, you're right. But on the other side of it, like, I feel like it's not just a branding thing for people to like duck off and like,
Yeah.
and, you know, yeah, take breaks because we're human at the end of the day. Like, we're not like these computers like generating content and like, you know, setting up a I don't want to set up my phone when I'm like recording. Like I'm chilling and I'm like I'm locked in making songs, you know.
That's good.
And like when it comes to like, you know, taking extended periods of, you know, extended breaks for some time, it's like, man, some of us, like for me personally, I was going through stuff, and like I know I got friends who like have taken breaks and they're like trying to live, and I feel like it's just nowadays it's like, yo, post, create, do this, and it's like, man, like nobody's living anymore. Nobody has like real life experiences and stories to tell because everything is about just generating content and generating like like it's all about product rather than like living. Like nobody's living, and it's you could tell because the music just sounds uninspired and like the content just looks like everybody else, and like it's silly. Like people look silly right now. Like most I feel like a lot of artists just look funny right now because they're just, I feel like everybody's fighting for attention and fighting to beat the algorithm, catch the algorithm, and do all this stuff. And it's like, bro, like don't forget to live. Like don't forget to live. And like I don't know, man.
Nah.
But
I can't say nothing to that. I'm just soaking in what you're saying. As someone who preaches content and consistency, I'm just like, that's the other side of the conversation. That
yeah. But to God Made a Way conversation, bro, that song was just fun. Like I just did it in like 30 minutes. You walked in when I recorded it, and you were like, yo, this is crazy. And then Cray walks in, and he's like, yo, like this is insane. He's like, man, you gotta work on your pride. I was like, bro, what?
He said work on your pride?
Yeah, he said, man, you gotta work on your pride because you're too talented, man. You're too talented. But like, bro, it was like a 30-minute song, and I didn't expect it to do what it does, but I'm just grateful that, you know, I'm able to take these breaks and have like be in a building like Reach where like I have a team of people who are helping me, you know, put this rollout together and like push this on. So I'm just happy to be here.
Could you have that? Do you feel like that song was made like you were in the right headspace to make something like that? You said you were having fun and just creating like.
Yeah, I think just after New Hollywood, I'm not like, New Hollywood was such a focused vision that I had. Mm-hmm. After New Hollywood, I just been making like,
you just like want to have
I'm
fun.
just having fun with it. Like, like Bendiciones was just fun. Like I sent it to Mykael when I recorded it.
Was that made for Bodega by chance? I'm just curious. Was that?
Nah, I just had that beat. Yeah, I just had that beat forever.
It was in the same
in
time
notes.
frame though. It wasn't. Yeah.
Because sonically, I felt like it could have.
I sent it before Bodega came out though, right?
Nah, I was like right when we were working on it.
No. But
Yo, RG's a savage, bro. I love this kid.
What you mean?
He's like, well, nah, I disagree. But okay, talk to us about that song and you rapping in Spanish. Like, because you said this to me before, like, yo, man, actually, like, it sounds ignorant me saying it. Like, yo, the Ace, like, English is my second language. Like, I rap better in Spanish. You said that to me, I think, before.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I mean, like, duh. Like, talk about how rapping in your, you know what I'm saying, Spanish just flows naturally for you. And do you want to do more of that?
Yeah, it's just fun to me. It's fun to me. I think I didn't do it sooner just because I don't know, I didn't know how to express like the things I was going through to it's really my parents are like the foundation of everything, and I just didn't know how to. Now that I'm like having these conversations and stuff, I'm like, man. And also I never want to make music like for the sake of what we were talking about, like for the sake of making music, or I have to do the XYZ type song and I have to oh, that's what's working, let me do that. I'm like,
Gotcha.
man, I want to do something that's like real to where I'm at right now. And Bendiciones was that. Like, I was just like, man, like, I feel like rapping. Like, let me just
You
rap.
slid,
and,
bro.
Yeah. And that's what God Made a Way was too. It was just like, man, I had the cadence. Like, yo, let's get it. But yeah.
I love that, RG. Crazy. So talk to us a little bit about, like, even outside of the music, what else are you putting your hands to? I see you mentioned in the first a couple conversations ago about, like, you do art. Like, talk to us about how you're, like, expressing yourself creatively, not just in the music right now, other things you're putting your hands to.
Free Sundays.
Hey, what's that?
Free
Give the people a little sneak peek.
Yeah. Nah, so I've been doing design and like video stuff before I was really locked in on the music.
Right.
Like I was doing designs for church and stuff, like on on like Word and all that stuff. So throughout the years I just developed the craft and been helping my friends along the way. I designed I designed some early stuff for Dill.
Okay.
Shoot, just everybody. I designed Ty's cover. I just
which cover was it? The latest project?
No, the one before that.
Okay.
The Divine Storm.
Oh, you did do that. Oh, that's hard. I didn't know that. That's fire. I love that cover. But go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, I just did Hovey's tour flyer. It's just something that like
you didn't just do it. You saved it. You saved it.
Yeah, no, it's just something that I enjoy and it's fun to me. So yeah, I just been helping my friends out, and now I'm like slowly launching, Free Sundays to, help other people. I want to like help develop people's brands and ideas and just create, the best art and content that we can. I said content, but yeah, create the best.
Every
best
time Artie says
possible.
content, he gets like a little pain point just pops up in his brain, like, bruh. So basically, Free Sundays, like, you want to, like, is that something long term where you feel like you can see yourself not making music as much, or is that just an addition to your world of expressing yourself creatively? Yeah,
I don't know what the future's gonna look like, but yeah, it's just another expression, another way for me to be creative and help the people around me. So,
for sure,
yeah,
super dope. Well, shoot, man, I feel like, man, we kind of got a good conversation going, man. There's so much just to see where you're at. I'm super proud of you, man, and I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to share with the people, what you got coming up, things they got going on right now. But I feel like, yeah, a lot has been said.
Yeah. Now we got Heaven on Earth on the way. We got a lot of dope stuff on the way. But yeah, everybody who's been rocking with me, man, I just want to say thank you. Like, thank you for your patience and for, I saw somebody defend me on TikTok. They were like, yo, I know this post isn't getting a lot of love, but like, you got loyal fans who rock with you, and we're here with you, and we support you, and that means the world to me, because I mean, that's what I do it for.
That's amazing.
For my fans and the people who support me. Like, I don't care what's going out, what's going on around me, like who's doing what. It's like, man, the people who support me, that's what matters the most to me, and I'm grateful for y'all. So I appreciate it.
I have I'm just curious, like, do you see yourself like touring, doing it? I know you had the St. Holy tour. Is that something you want to do? Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Okay,
for sure. It's in the works.
Oh, it's in the works. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Keep us posted, man. Got any thoughts, Mykael?
Chilling.
Man, I just appreciate you, man, RG. So, I feel like your new music that I've heard, the new stuff, crazy fire. Can't say much, but appreciate you, man. So we just seeing where you are now for what you've been through has been a blessing, man, and it's only more to come. So that's it, y'all. This is the 116 Life on Holy Culture Radio, Sirius Channel 154. I'm Ace Harris.
And I'm DJ Mykael V.
WHATUPRG.
And this is the 116 Life. See y'all next time. Let's get it.